Okay. Okay, so this is Red Dead Redemption 2 playing on Xbox Series X. So let's get started. So a little bit of a backstory. I bought Red Dead Redemption 2 on my Xbox One X. I completed the entire game on One X and I absolutely loved it. And I know it's not a surprise that Red Dead Redemption 2 is such a hit that it is, but I'm one of the players who is just comfortable with one type of genre. And as at least I hope at least some of you will relate that. When before this I've liked action games like Metal Gear Rising, Red Dead, Devil May Cry 5, and all of these kinds of things. I liked Witcher because it mixes in monsters and everything. And and Red Dead, when I first heard about Red Dead, it just seemed a little bit generic. I mean, okay, it's just a cowboy western game. It's not uh, how how interesting could it actually be? So I just held off. And once I think the game was on sale, and I thought, you know what? It's not full price. I think the discount was about 20%, and I thought, let's just give it a try. And I bought the game. And the opening sequence was slow. I it was lengthy, and it looked beautiful though. But it was it wasn't until the after the introduction section where you go away from those snowy mountains and you land in your first camp. I think that is when the entire game just clicked for me. I mean, this game is such a masterpiece, and I know the reviews are raving, and it's not just because in Red Dead Redemption 2, it's not just about the story of the game or the activities of the game. It's about how you create your own experiences in the game. Now, let me tell you why. But before that, it's this game. This was an Xbox Generation 1 and PlayStation 4 generation game. Can you believe that? Look how beautiful it looks. Even on the One X, this thing ran at a native 4K resolution, albeit the PlayStation 4 version ran at a checkerboard resolution, which was not very good back then. The Xbox One X version is running at a native 4K. It didn't even have frame rate drops back then, maybe in a couple of frame drops in very rare instances, but in Series X, it just completely resolves it. It's a smooth 30 FPS. And a little bit of a tip for you: if you play this game at uh, while changing your refresh rate to 120 hertz, the responsiveness is a little bit more tighter. It doesn't change the frame rate of the game, but it does improve the resolution, the responsiveness of a game just a little bit. So just give it a try. Now, as I was saying, this game looks amazing. Now, most of the other games they go for a fantastical lighting setup. Uh, it's it's a mix between surreal lighting and artistic lighting, and to make it look outlandish so that it attracts your eyes. But Red Dead Redemption 2, now this is no insult to the creators of the game. Now Red Dead Redemption 2 lighting is much more based on the real world settings. You won't see any fantasy lighting or anything, but the way they have implemented it, it looks picturesque in every single situation. I don't know how they do it, but they have. And everything is detailed in this game, and
Hello?
even
Wasted time. Easy.
and I'm sorry. So and this game didn't even use fancy ray tracing effects. It didn't. It doesn't need it, honestly, because I think at least okay. I'm not a tech expert, but for me, The ambient lighting is what it's important. Now it's not. Now if someone from Digital Foundry comes in and checks it, okay, they may find some flaws or some other things, but for me, for a regular gamer, this looks this looked amazing. This still looks amazing, and it's gonna keep looking amazing because I think this level of graphical quality is the limit. I mean, this is where graphics peaked for me, and no matter how many games came after this, even Unreal Engine 5, there's something realistically based on this game. It's just I don't know. It's just everything coming together. This game has a lot of now, and the reason this game is such a masterpiece, at least in my opinion, is not just because of the graphical quality. It's not just because of the story. It's not just because of the missions. I believe it's the interactivity with the world itself. Now, in other games, what happens is the world is made for the player. The world is altered to the players so that he or she can have a better a gaming experience. Now, what I mean by that is, if you look at Red or Horizon Zero Dawn, there's some places you can climb. Or if you look at some any other game, the open world doesn't change much. Sure, there might be a little bit of a destruction based on your choices in the story, like in Witcher 3, but it doesn't revolve around you. Like even it didn't revolve around Witcher 3, but what I'm saying is in this game it this the setting, the environment is itself a story, and nothing looks copy paste, and every environment looks it just looks so natural. I think the colors which they use, maybe it's the way it's Rockstar is such a genius in making games. It is. Now, albeit they take decade to make a game, but it's so definitely worth it. Now, I know GTA 6 is coming up in like a year, but for me, I love Red Dead series a lot better because I just like the jungle environment better than the urban environment. Now, okay, okay, just a second. Let me just get away from here. Yeah. So as I was saying is, sure, the story is amazing. The side content feels natural. It just comes on naturally. Okay, run. Oh, see, that's what I was talking about.
Relax.
I was just minding my own business, and there are wolves chasing me.
Lady.
Yeah. So I think they're done. So what I'm saying is that there's a lot of interactivity to the world. I think, as I said in my previous videos, it's not just enough for the games to look good. It has to be interactive for the player as well. And the reason Red Dead Redemption 2 is beloved so much is because of the interactivity. If you go to if you go to a city or somewhere, you see construction works happening, and you see people nailing down nails for building railways. You see people finishing their food in restaurants. These kinds of detail, it's not necessary. It doesn't add to the story. It doesn't give you any bonus points. It's not related to any side missions, but it is just there for the sake of being there because that is how relatable they want to make the game. And I just love it. And there are a lot of little bit of secrets. Like look at this. Let me just get down. There are tons of different things you can find, trinkets you can go, and the best part is, and the best part of this open world is, it's not guided. Like what I'm trying to say is, there's no path to guide you. There's no arrow marks. There's no notifications. There's no color coded things. There's no this, there's no that. It's just an open world for you to explore. It's mysteries you discover on your own, or sometimes you don't discover at all. Some things you can have to look on YouTube, and people are still discovering things till this day. Now, for most games, you find the meat in the story, and this game has a phenomenal story. It will make you cry in the end, albeit it will depend a bit upon the choices you make along the way. But if you decide to be a good person, the ending will make you cry, just like it did me. I mean, the ending is not going to change much, uh, based on if you're good, even if you take a good path or a bad path. But the way your character stories end, like Arthur Morgan's story ends, in a in an honorable way or dishonorable way, depends on how you have lived your life, whether you have been honorable or dishonorable. And I have lived honorably, so I didn't know that there was a dishonorable way. But it's such an amazing thing. It will make you cry. And the best part is, the entire world is free to explore. There's no region lock, there's no level capping, there's no this requirement, there's no that requirement. You can have just a basic knife and just run and just go anywhere in the entire world after the prologue. It is that good. And now, I have completed the entire Red Dead story, and I think this gives something that other games lack. It's a bit of a, what do you call? Now, Red Dead Redemption 2 is actually a prequel to Red Dead Redemption 1. So if you've played that game, who have played that game already know what's gonna happen next. It's the thing where you know what's gonna happen. It's about the journey, not the destination kind of thing. So, and when Arthur Morgan has his last breath, and I thought, okay, that is the story. It's over, and the first game will continue the story as John Marston. But no, there's an entire epilogue section where you play as John Marston, and you get some sort of closure because you take revenge on at least one of the characters who killed Arthur Morgan. So in a way, it is kind of a satisfying ending. And also, John gets his happy life as well. You can go to his farm, you see his wife, you see his kids. The storytelling is just good. It doesn't feel like a video gamey story. It feels like a now, no one's. I'm not saying that video game stories are bad. That's not what I'm saying. But you expect some sort of a fantastical kids element to a story, right? In a video game. This one, no. This one just goes all in.
Partner.
Just goes all in to just tell a story, regardless of who's watching. Like, for example, if you want to make a kids show or a kids video game, there's some things you take into account that you think, okay, I probably shouldn't show this, or there, there should be some things to teach the kids about this and that. No, no, this game doesn't do that. This game has a vision of telling a particular story, and it goes on to tell it. That's what Rockstar has been doing, and I hope that's what Rockstar continues to do, despite everything that goes on in the world. I hope they just don't go woke on all these kinds of things. Now, coming back, as I was saying, the entire world is its own story. And the other thing I want to talk about is a lot of systems in this game. Now, when the game first launched, the systems were a bit overwhelming as far as I remember, but in the later patches, they kind of toned it just a little bit. You have to watch how much you eat. Let me show you. This is your. Okay, I'm just a sucker for weapon wheel or any types of wheel options in the game, in any game, because I feel like you can have so many things just with a tap of a button. Now, because this is your weapon wheel and this is your toolkit wheel, I guess. Now, you have to continue to eat, otherwise you're not gonna die, but your health is gonna reduce, you're gonna get thinner, so you have to keep up. And if you eat too much, you're gonna get fat. And if you don't take a proper bath, people will comment on how smelly you are. So you have to keep that thing up. You can change your clothes get muddy, and okay, this is another thing. This is the thing which the Sunset Overdrive did also, is that you don't gain experience or increase your skill level by spending your skill points or something. Not that it's a bad thing. You gain mastery over a skill by continuously doing it. So if you're not doing something, you're not gonna magically have ability points to level that up. Like for example, if you sprint continuously, you'll increase your health. You will increase your stamina meter, which will help you to do more. And if you swim more, it'll help you increase your stamina meter faster. There's a day and night cycle. There's a camp. You can camp anywhere you want. And you have to help around the camp as well, your own mud camp. And everyone has a story to tell. Everyone has something to say. You can interact with almost anyone in the world. You have to buy stuff with your own money. You can either do it by completing bounty contracts, or you can just, you know, get it through unethical means. You can change your hat. Now, I think he looks amazing with the hat. Now, personally, who do I like better, John Marston or Arthur Morgan? As I said, this was my first time playing Red Dead, an open world game like this, a simple game which is not based on fantastical fantasy elements. But I've got to say, for me, Arthur Morgan is the best protagonist. For me, he definitely is. If you choose to be good, you see his turmoil. You see his inner conflict on what he's supposed to do and what he can do. That's there are times like when Arthur was was killed, I was like, no, 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 no. This is not supposed to happen. Why did this happen? But that is the thing. It's the saying like all good things come to an end, and Arthur's story did come to an end. And as saddening as it was necessary because he sacrificed his life so that his friend, his John Marston, can go and live a life that Arthur himself could never have. Arthur was not a bad person. He did stuff to survive, but he himself was not a bad person. A- At least that's what I feel. And the law. Okay, enough about the story. Coming to the gameplay, it's it's a simple but efficient and effective gameplay. Now, obviously, since it's a cowboy, you can't expect to do many things. You can't expect to, climb anywhere or do parkour stuff. But you have a gun. You can craft some really cool things. You can craft exploding arrows, fire arrows, or you can craft explosive barrels. You can craft. You can and you can. Okay, this is kind of cruel thing, but you can tie up anyone and just drag them. Is
Over
it
here, fella.
is it bad? Yes. Is it fun? Absolutely. I'm not. I mean, it is a bit wild, and it is a bit. It gets a bit wild. This game can be as violent as you want it to be, or as calm as you want it to be. It's completely your choice. And another thing is that you can go almost anywhere in the game, unless you reach the end of the map, an edge of a map where you just can't climb. I think you can go almost anywhere. Let's try going up here. Can't climb it. Okay, see? He's not an Assassin's Creed player, so let me try going around the other side. Let's see if I can actually climb it. And okay, this has another component to it, which is Red Dead Online. Unfortunately, when it came out, it wasn't as successful as. Oh, sorry, wasn't as successful as GTA 5 Online. But I think in the latest news, I think Red Dead Redemption is online is getting a comeback. It's gonna add new stories, new elements. Now I haven't played the online component of it. Oh, I see. There was a way to get here. Oh,
Whoa now.
let me just get down and see if I can go up. It seems to. This seems. There seems to be a way to go up. If I go slowly, I shouldn't fall. Hopefully. Oh, and also another thing. Oh, you do fall. Um, Another thing is you find some. You can find old drawings in here. You can find bones of dinosaur, which is a really cool mission which I haven't completed yet because I haven't found all of the dinosaur bones. And if you press both your thumbsticks, you enter this, and if there's something interesting in the vicinity, you actually see it highlighted. Sometimes you find rare items like a hat. Sometimes you find what do you call? You find gold. Sometimes you find hidden treasure. Sometimes you find a pirate hat and all these kinds of things. Everything just feels natural yet made with a purpose at the same time. It's kind of hard to explain. It's just the fun of exploring, I guess. Even after you finish the game, there's so many. You can just live your life as a. You can just live your Western movie fantasy in this game. That's basically what this is. This is your gateway into your Western films like Clint. Now, I haven't watched the Clint Eastwood films, but I do know about them. So it's basically like your Clint Eastwood fantasy. Now, if I'm wrong, someone please correct me. If people ever do watch these videos, which I hope they do, let's try going up. Let's see if there is something over here. Oh, this is how big the world is. Now, for those of you keen eye, yes, this game is running at 30 FPS. Some might say it's a console peasant, it's still running on 30 FPS. I don't care because this has a really good motion blur. It's stable. There's no, what do you call, frame rate, frame time issues, so it still looks amazing. So I know I've been rambling for about 25 minutes. The bottom line is the story is gonna make you cry. The side quests are completely natural. There's no notification saying that okay, this is the side quest, you can continue this, that. It's all event based. Like the the more you explore the world, you see random events pop up and you have to complete them. Those are just the side quests. And that's it. And that's such a natural way of doing things instead of saying, okay, this is what and it's just and all of these are like self-contained arcs. Like for example, they are side missions, but they're not uh, guided in any way. For example, if you There's one story in which you help two brothers do some goofy things. So, one, you help them shoot a barrel on top of their head or something like that, and they keep on popping up a few times. I think they keep popping up a few times. It's been like 3 4 years. So basically, what this happens is that if you don't complete it, they're gonna pop up somewhere else, and then only if you complete that, the next level of that quest will be unlocked automatically, and you can collect what you can collect all different kinds of animals. You can you can hunt mythological beasts. They're not as fantastical as they sound. They're more like albino versions of animals. But okay, let me show you my compendium. So here's my progress. I have 100% completed the progress. Compendium. These are the things I have unlocked. I haven't unlocked anything, and this is not something I completed intentionally. It's not like I went on hunting for these things. I was just out there exploring the world, and I just happened to find them. I kid you not, it's some people might find it boring, but let me tell you why. I'm mostly an introvert person. I just like to be on my own. So now I know nowadays all these games are team player, group play, multiplayer. Yes, and there's nothing wrong with that. But there are still some of the people, or at least people, some who at least sometimes have the urge to just play on their own, play it at your own time, play it at your own leisure. This is that kind of a game. This is the kind of game where you'll be spending a lot of time by yourself. The main crux of the story is when you learn is when you're just by yourself. Just explore the world, and that is where the entire meat of the game is, at least for me. Because the open world itself has so much things to offer, so many little mysteries, so many this, so many that, and it's not like they get solved. They once I found a a weird. Okay, I was exploring the game and I found a couple of dead mutilated bodies once, twice, and after like finding two or three randomly when I was after I completed a main story, one of the main stories, one of the main quests. I got a signal that there's some. I got a pop up on my screen. Like the way it happens is when you're near an objective on your mini map, there's a white marker which appears. White icon appears and it just glows. It doesn't give you an information of what exactly that is. And went in and I found a killer. It just all happened by accident. Now, for all of the for the main quest, you don't have to worry too much because it is all structured, and unfortunately, you can't complete missions in different ways. So that is a bit limiting, but it's not a deal breaker at all because that is how most games are. But it is where you can go through side quests. You can complete them as any way as you want. Like for example, if you when you find the killer of the person who mutilated those bodies, you don't have to. You can either tie him up, or you can just hand him over to the sheriff, or you can just kill him yourself. It's up to you, and the game doesn't punish you at all for that. At least I don't remember it doing so. So if you haven't played the game, this is a perfect time to try out Red Dead Redemption 2. I cannot tell you enough how many things you will find. You can just how many and sometimes you get attacked by bears. Sometimes you get attacked by wild animals. And this is just one of the biomes which you would see. There's like a complete desert area. There's like a snowy. It looks phenomenal. It looks phenomenal. So if you haven't played Red Dead yet, you have to do it. And if you're worrying about, oh, this is a last gen game, this is gonna be a decade old in like 2 3 years. I said, no, 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 no. This game still looks miles ahead of any game of current generation. At least some games of current generation. At least in this scale. I dare you to find any other open world game with this level of fidelity running on a console in a stable frame rate with this much interactivity to the world where the entire world is a separate character on its own. The world will continue to go on even if you're there or not. And this is also kind of this is a funny thing. This is also kind of a murder simulator or no, not sorry. This is also kind of a simulator for all of your darkest things. You can do some really really dark stuff in this game, which I'm not gonna talk about. But you can go pretty dark if you want to play as a complete bad guy who makes other people's lives hell. You can absolutely do that. You can be a complete and absolute menace in this game, and you have the freedom to do that. And that's it. Red Dead Redemption 2 has spoiled gaming for me because now I expect if now you might have watched me before saying about interactivity and everything, and that's because of Red Dead Redemption 2. This game has completely spoiled me. Do I hate it for that? Yes, but do I well, do I keep going back to it? Absolutely. Oh, and there are a lot of Easter eggs for other movies as well. If you go on searching, you might even find a
Friend, how are you? Hey, mister.
Hobbit style house. Tiny Hobbit style house. A lot of weird this aliens, this meteorites, this ghost trains. There's a lot of things you can find. So this is basically your story. So just go out and explore. That's it. It's a complete if you explore this game, you're gonna find so many things, interesting things. It's gonna blow your mind. So that's it. That's just for my side. So thank you so much for watching.